videos, I've been whistleblowing on how deceptive the Church Scientology is. If one wants to take the title church, I think the public expect honesty. They expect to trust you. They don't expect you to confess in a private session and then have the church broadcasted on the internet, which is what they do. Mixed in with lies and invention with little trickles of truth. And in this video, I want to focus on their fraud and lies. It seems that the Church of Scientology craves glory. It just shows off, even when it can be caught out in their lies. Some of the recent stunning lies, are the shooping of the images they do. They not only shoop images of their enemies deliberately, just shooped images. David Miscavige has more shoops than anyone possibly on planet Earth. There's a shoop of 48,000, 58,000, still going, of different shoops. So he's retaliated to shoop pictures of his enemies. But here's the thing. They're shooping images of people who attend their events. I think critic Arnie Lerma was one of the first to show a spectacular image of headless people, so busy to make the audience look bigger than it is, they did shooping. Oh, it is really shameful. So if X amount of people attended an event, these are some of the pictures that bloviate and embellish and exaggerate the number of attendees. They even advertise to get bodies to come to the event so that the event looks busy. This London ad really rocketed in critic circles. They needed people to attend the IAS event so that their tent looked busy. So here's a dual deception. Making up numbers and then hiring actors to sit in to make the audience look bigger than it is.
Narconon International Drug Rehab Centers, which are reportedly controlled by the Church of Scientology, have been accused of deceitful marketing tactics, underqualified staff, improper treatment procedures, unsafe conditions, and even death. If you or a loved one paid for treatment or stayed in one of the Narconon Drug Rehab Centers, call the Rolls House Law Firm 24/7 at 1-800-GET-MIKE, as you may be entitled to financial compensation.
The International Narconon Center at Arrowhead trains and interns rehab specialists from all over the world. On returning to their homelands, those specialists build or retool existing centers into LRH drug rehab facilities. So to begin where it all begins, let's return to our International Narconon Center at Arrowhead. To date, and by the numbers, Arrowhead's Technical Delivery Unit has now trained 412 LRH drug rehab specialists from 19 nations and 47 U.S. states.
As the investigation into a Scientology-run drug treatment center continues, more people who attended the center are now coming forward. News 9's Dana Hurtnicki has that story new at 6.
Christina, 3 people have died at the center in the past 9 months, the most recent last week. The OSBI has now turned the results of its investigation in that death over to the district attorney in Pittsburgh County.
If you're on the staff at Narconon, beyond the teachings of L. Ron Hubbard, is there any instruction whatsoever in terms of your dealing with people who are addicted to drugs and alcohol?
None.
Zero.
Zero.
Tenorio showed us official-looking certificates he received as a quote-unquote certified alcohol and drug counselor in Michigan. They came from an organization called the Pitta Group, run by a Narconon Arrowhead contractor.
That's the kind of thing you got?
It's got a nice seal on it to make it look very official. Mm-hmm. You can stick it on your wall, and any unsuspecting public will be none the wiser.
What did you do to get this?
Wrote him a check.
That's it?
That's it.
No course?
No course. No tests. No oversight.
No curriculum?
No, nothing.
But it feels like fraud.
It is fraud.
And in this way, Narconon literally saves lives and salvages people from the brink of oblivion, thereby making possible true spiritual freedom.
Shirley Gillam's son, Gabriel, died at Narconon in October 2011. The cause of death could not be determined.
Did you feel like they were completely forthcoming with you on the phone in terms of who they were,
No.
what their procedures were?
No.
Gillam says she is filled with sorrow and regret about sending Gabriel to Narconon.
I just wished that I had not taken him there. I wish that with everything inside me.
Well, thank you very much, and welcome to our whole new world. It's a world where the operative phrase reads, exceeding all expectations, transcending all parameters, extending the boundaries beyond any boundary, not to mention Godspeed, lightning speed, and a quantum leap in sheer rapidity of progress up the bridge.
I was reading Tony Ortega's blog 3-4 days ago, where he had the Mike Rinder deposition. And you know, Bert Dykesler, church attorney on their payroll for 25 years, didn't know who Tony Ortega was. Here's the text. Who is Tony Ortega? You reading Tony Ortega? Tony Ortega is the Encyclopedia Britannique of Scientology, or you could say the Microsoft Encarta of Scientology. He really knows, for 20 years he's been reporting as a journalist. And he's fine-tuned. He knows the nooks and crannies and woof and wop of the church. Bert Dykesler, church lawyer for 25 years, and he never heard of Tony Ortega? You know what that means. It only means well, it could mean two things. One is the church is deliberately not informing their lawyers of what is posted on the web. You see, this is even more serious than that, because Bert Dykesler was talking about a specific lawsuit, the Luis Garcia lawsuit, that he is deeply involved in defending the church. And he didn't even know that Tony Ortega had time after time after time after time done a journalistic analysis of the different chess moves of this lawsuit. And Bert Dykesler didn't know about it. So either the church is withholding and hiding internet essays and write-ups and blogs on their lawsuits. And that's why Bert Dykesler was oblivious, never heard of Tony Ortega. Or he was just lying. In a deposition, Dykesler was the liar, the donkey lawyer of the Church of Scientology. Lying in deposition with a pretense that he didn't know who Tony Ortega was. Oh, the dichotomy which people are just fascinated with is a church is supposed to raise your honesty, give you ethics, give you wisdom, give you knowledge, give you a conscience. But as the wave of people who've been through it for 20, 30, 40 years leave, they discover the Church of Scientology has no conscience. None.